Hi there, loving viewers. I'm V from Blessed Ao Lac, also known as Vietnam. The diligent Alexis or Vietnamese people cherish such kind-hearted friends as you and wish you abundant inspiration and bliss. Welcome to part 2 of a 6-part series entitled Mother Nature's Secret, a charming vegan tale by Marian Hailey-Moss. Acclaimed American actress, author, and humanitarian Marian Hailey-Moss began her career in the early 1960s as a stage actress in Shakespearean festivals. By the mid-60s, she had settled in New York. She immersed herself in the city's innovative theater scenes, performing on Broadway and in numerous avant-garde productions, as well as several major motion pictures. Through her acting, Marian Hailey-Moss nurtured and spoke to people's emotional and psychological needs. A growing urge to pursue a more spiritual lifestyle and serve humanity inspired her to become a psychotherapist. She also felt great compassion for animals and spent time rehabilitating injured birds in the city. In 1993, Marian's spiritual search culminated when she received initiation into the Kuan Yin method from Supreme Master Ching Hai. She currently lives, works, and practices the Kuan Yin method in Manhattan with her 3 precious rescue kitties, Peaky, Audie, Eddie, and her loving foster cat, Krista. Together with Parisian artist Mark Chalvin, Marian Hailey-Moss has also published 11 children's books and 3 coloring books about the animals. Most recently, they released Mother Nature's Secret, which Marian co-wrote with Chris Stover. We are privileged to have her with us today as she tells us about the story that inspired her very first book, A Dog Named Randall. It all began when Marian brought a pigeon to someone in the east side of Manhattan who had an arbor for rescued pigeons.
And she told me this story of she and her friend rescued a chow, an abandoned chow on Randall's Island. And she told me the whole story. And she said she wished someone would write it up. So I hadn't written very much, so I wrote it up, and somebody said, well, that's not for children, it's about adults. So I went to a class and I wrote, and then I contacted a veterinarian's husband who was an editor, and finally we came up with Randall. Mark Wilk co-authored it with me.
Marian expresses her gratitude to her friends and family for their support and helping her convey her messages to readers in a digestible fashion.
I used to say in the drafts, stop eating animals and be kind to animals. And so when I would read it to my friends, they said, Marian, that's a little harsh, You can't tell people what to do. You have to kind of suggest it. So then some of my friends became my editors, like Chris Stover. When I would read the drafts to him, he would say, well, can't you soften it a little here and a little there? And he ends up editing it, and he makes it much better, much softer. And what I'm really trying to say in these books is animals are wonderful. And we have to respect them. I'm sorry, it really touches me.
Meanwhile, the rescued pigeon who Marian had brought to the east side inspired her to write another book called A Palace for Peepers.
The porter in our building called me up, and he found this little bird in the garden below. And that's the bird that I took over to the east side and went to the arbor and was safe. And so I wrote a book about peepers. We called it Peepers. And I called my sister-in-law and read it to her. She said, "Marion, you can't just say, let birds be in their element." And so she softened it and made it flow. And it was very exciting to write with my sister-in-law. The little bird was so dear. In this story, the bird flies away, and that's where he belongs, is in the sky, free.
It's now time to go feed the cows and thank them for their unconditional love. We'll be right back here on Supreme Master Television.